Welcome to Tassie's Football Fix for another week. I'm Damien Gill from FFT, and as always, I'm joined by Alex Luttrell from the Mercury to talk all things football in Tasmania. Well, Alex, a huge weekend. It all kicked off on Friday night with the Mitsubishi Medal, and then we had the grand finals on Saturday.
Yeah, mate, huge weekend. Braden Mann obviously taking out the Victory League or the Mitsubishi Motors Best and Fairest Award. 21 votes was all it took. He pipped his teammate Andy Brennan by just one vote. Our favourite, or it was my favourite going into it. So a bit disappointing for Andy, but Braden, congratulations to him. He's had a stellar year. Took out the Golden Boot as well with 31 goals, and just can't look past him.
Absolutely. It was a great season for Mann. We actually caught up with him after claiming the medal.
It's been a great year for me personally, and obviously, to be so close with Andy, I think that's the story of the year, really, isn't it? That we've been such a good partnership together, and it was separated by one vote. So would have been nice to win it with him, but obviously happy to take it myself. It's a bit of a shock because I thought a lot of other players would have polled more votes, but then again, I think, like I said, the story of the year is that me and Andy have been such a good partnership, I think, this year. And I think when teams look against us, they look at us too as the key contributors, obviously to the attacking side anyway of the team.
Braden Mann there, Lutters, and he's certainly pretty happy with his efforts.
Yeah, mate, I don't think he expected it, but he's got it now, and he's stoked when I spoke to him afterwards as well.
A super win for the Northwest boy, and plenty for people on the Northwest to celebrate with this weekend, with Ulverston also having a huge upset in the women's statewide final series.
Yeah, mate, that grand final was, we both picked Olympia, and I thought they were a shoo-in because they had beaten them 6-0 in the statewide cup final as well. And Georgia Foote netted a 92nd minute, I think it was, an absolute thunderbolt to make it 3-2, and she was actually signalling to the bench to come off. Lucky they kept her on, so she ended up scoring the winner. But disappointment for Olympia's girls, but I'm sure they'll bounce back next year.
It was a great story. Ulverston, of course, last year didn't win the Northern title, let alone anything to do with the state. They won the Northern title this year, broke what was a 9-year streak of Launceston City, then upset the Zebras up in a shootout 6-5 there, and then, of course, a huge upset in the final on the weekend. So a great story from the girls from Ulvie.
Yeah, mate, I didn't pick it at all. I really thought Olympia would get over the line in that one, but that's football.
That is football. We didn't tip that one, but we did tip the Victory Cup final. South Hobart, too good in the end over what was a very gallant Northern Rangers outfit.
Yeah, mate, they were brilliant for 2/3 of that match, and I thought for sure that they would upset South Hobart on a really big stage. Their first Victory Cup final, obviously, did finish 5th last season, so it surprised us all when Harry Thanhauser, the Townhouse, the Victory League Rising Star, he got that award on Friday night. He headed home a Shane Brassington corner in the 50th minute after a goalless first half. Not too many shots on target in the first half either, mate, but from there it was really all South Hobart. Jaden Hay restored parity in the 71st minute after a deflected Andy Brown shot, but South Hobart just rolled on and fresh legs.
Yeah, you said it was all South Hobart, but Rangers did have a chance to make it 2-1. Substitute Yitte Towns with a glorious chance on goal, and it forced a tremendous save from Kane Pearce in goal. And that was really a defining point, I think, for South Hobart. If it had gone to 2-1, then you never know. But South Hobart, as you said, ran away with it.
Yeah, in the end, they were just too good. Ken Morton, as I said, made some really good changes, bringing on Benny Hamlet and Darcy Hall as well.
Yeah, so Andy Brennan went on to score the second goal, and the third goal came in the dying moments. So it saw South Hobart collect a rather historic treble.
Yeah, it was a really bizarre goal. Nick Morton's as well from the corner. It curled right in, and Marshall Pooley tried to parry it away, but just sort of bumped it into his own net. And it was really heartbreaking for Tim Lunnan and his men, but he was quite proud, speaking to him after the game, and they'll be a force to be reckoned with next year if they can recruit well, because obviously they've got a few players who've retired and won't be playing. Shane Brassington's going back to England, Todd Hingston's retired, and Ryan McCarriger. So right through the middle of the park, they've just been clean swept after that game.
3 big holes, but they certainly saw them off in style. You've got to say that, Lutters.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
For South Hobart, as we said, they took out that one, but they set their sights now to South Melbourne on the weekend in the PS4 NPL Elimination final.
Yeah, mate, that's going to be a really big game. Obviously, South Hobart got the win in the semi-final last year to go on to the final. They beat Campbelltown City 3-1, but South Melbourne are a different kettle of fish altogether, mate. They are former NSL champions. I can't quite recall how many trophies they've won in that one, but they are a superb club, a great team. I spoke to Chris Taylor earlier in the week, their coach, and they're going to go in respecting South Hobart. They're not going to go in arrogant, but they are aiming to win the trophy. So it's going to be very difficult for South Hobart. And they did lose to them a few years back in a practice match, 5-0 at Tassie Street. Arguably, that South Hobart squad was a far stronger outfit than the one they've got now. But not one South Melbourne player remains from that team. So completely different story.
Yeah, tough one to draw anything from that, really, ladders. It's these sort of games are really interesting because neither team knows too much about each other. So I imagine at the start of the game there'll be a bit of feeling out, and I think South Melbourne would be wise not to underestimate South Hobart. I know Campbelltown City certainly did underestimate South Hobart last year, and they paid the price. So they'd want to bring their A game, I think.
Yeah, you definitely, mate. As you said, they were feeling each other out. I think that even against Sydney United in the final last year, they were feeling each other out for a little bit before Sydney got on top. Their strength and fitness really prevailed. But time will tell. South Hobart have a very nippy squad, and anything can happen. It's football.
Absolutely. What is your tip?
I think I really don't want to say. I do think South Melbourne will win this one, but I reckon it'll be a lot closer than everybody thinks.
I'm going to go right out there and say it's going to be someone with South in their name. That's all we've got time for all this week on Tassie's Football Fix. We'll be back with all the fallout from that one next week. Bye for now.